welcome. Come on in, come on in. You're very welcome to join me today, and it's lovely to have you on board with me. The weather is very much like that. It's supposed to snow all last night, and I had visions of being able to get out in the snow and do my welcome from some lovely little snowdrift somewhere, but was not meant to be. Anyway, this week it's all back to normal. I finally leave the Trent and Mersey Canal in this week's cruise. Now I have a little confession to make. When I reviewed the footage of me leaving Wheelock, it looks like I've got one of them newfangled jet propelled engines on the boat. No, I must have pressed the wrong button on the camera, so it was a little bit speedy, but I still wanted to show it because there were some interesting facts about Wheelock that I wanted to include in my vlog, so bear with me for those. From that we'll go along and I'll talk a little bit about Middlewich, and then we'll move on to the Middlewich arm of the Shropshire Union Canal, which is where I moored up for 48 hours at the top of the locks there, Wardle Lock, and I'll catch up with you I think then. Yeah, I'll catch up with you then. Wheelock services offer the boater such delights as a shower, a toilet, refuge, water, the village itself also has a very handy little shop, which is only a couple of minutes walk away from these services. It has a Chinese, a pub, the Cheshire Cheese, and a fish and chip shop. So all the boater facilities that you could need, you will find in Wheelock. The village of Wheelock itself is named after the River Wheelock, which runs through it, and it is derived from an old Welsh source meaning winding river. Despite its small size, Wheelock has one very famous resident, namely Wallace Arnold Oakes. In June 1965, Wallace was the driver in charge of a relief train just outside Crewe. The fire suddenly blew back from the firebox, which for those steam locomotive fans, it was 70051, the Firth of Forth. The fire filled the cab with smoke and flames, and while the fireman managed to climb out of the cab window and extinguish his clothing by rubbing against the plating, Oates stayed on the footplate to close the regulator, open the blower and apply the brakes. Oates was subsequently discovered, suffering 80% burns to his body, lying on the embankment next to the train. Despite 2 weeks in hospital where he had to be given large doses of morphine due to the pain, he sadly died. For his gallantry in ensuring the safety of his passengers, Oates was posthumously awarded the George Cross on the 19th of October 1965. And in February 2018, a headstone was dedicated to his unmarked grave, which is in St Matthew's Church, Haslington. So as the bow camera forces us to race towards Middlewich, let's think about a few things that Middlewich is famous for. It was actually founded by the Romans and given the name Selene. Hope I pronounced that right. Because of its surrounding salt deposits, and it became one of the major Roman sites for salt production, an activity that was centred on the township of Kinderton, about a quarter of a mile north of the present-day parish church of St Michael and All Angels. Salt production has remained the principal industry for over 2,000 years. Today, there is just one main producer, British Salt, who sell under the name of Saxa and supply some 57% of the UK market for cooking salt. Since 1990, except for the 2001 foot and mouth epidemic, up until last year, Middlewich hosted a highly regarded folk and boat festival. During this 3-day festival, which takes place over a long weekend, folk artists play at a number of locations in the town, and it's estimated that this brings an extra 30,000 visitors to the town during this festival period, along with some 400 narrowboats. Once we exit King's Lock, there's quite a sharp left turn into Wardle Canal. This is the shortest canal in the UK and measures 154 feet, 47 metres in length, and consists of one lock. This lock is known as Wardle Lock. To the side of Wardle Lock you will see Lock Cottage, and it is here that Maureen Shaw, a boatwoman who was well known to passing boaters as well as the local canal community, lived here for many years, and as a result is sometimes also called Maureen's Lock. Following her death in 2012, a memorial panel was placed at the lock in her honour, which you can see inset into this video. Having cruised through some rather picturesque countryside, we arrive in Middlewich. Here we are, just leaving the Middlewich visitor moorings. The disadvantage with these is that they are right next to a very busy road, although just up to the left is the famous Middlewich fish and chip shop. Also in front of us is King's Lock, which is right by the King's Public House. It is also the end of my journey on the Trent and Mersey, and we shall shortly be heading off onto the Middlewich Branch of the Shropshire Union. Here we can see Wardle Lock on the Wardle Canal. That bit that you can see in front is the Middlewich Branch of the Shropshire Union, and the lock is the start of the shortest canal, as I mentioned just now, Wardle Lock. And opposite, as you've just seen, the white building, that is Lock Cottage, sometimes referred to as Maureen's Cottage. There we go, there's another picture of it from a different angle. As we walk along the towpath beside Wardle Canal, there's a distinct lack of moorings, so boaters be aware of that. However, there is one mooring hook that you can connect onto with your ropes, but it's a centerline jobby only, because that's the only one there is. Under this very low bridge, we then exit Wardle Canal, and again we are looking at the Trent and Mersey Canal. A bit low. Thank you. This is the Trent and Mersey going up north, and that is the way that we came. Now just on the right by the bridge is a water point, and it was in this basin that I spent a happy 10 minutes trying to stop the boat from drifting one way or the other, while boats came out of Wardle Canal and then reversed onto the water point. It's a very busy junction in the heart of summer.
Well, there we go, we're off the Trent and Mersey, yay! It seems to have been going on and on and on for weeks. In reality it wasn't weeks, it was just that there was a lot of the Trent and Mersey to get down, or along, and it's got very mixed emotions for me. Some parts I absolutely loved. Other parts I found them quite boring, to be perfectly honest. I wouldn't say it's my favourite canal, but it was still had its interesting moments, which I've hopefully been able to share with you. So that concludes this week and the Trent and Mersey. At the end of this vlog there is a little reminder about our Forgo Narrowboating special on the 19th, which is not that far away now, where we've got the delightful Pat and Eileen from our Narrowboat Quest joining us. Looking forward to that. We seem to be doing quite well with our Forgo Narrowboating live specials, and we eagerly await each month when we can bring them to you, as much as many of you enjoy looking forward to them. Although I think maybe we should do another one called 3 Go Narrowboat Dating, but Steve, sorry I couldn't include you in that one. No, bad idea. Right then, that just leaves me to wish you all a very happy new week ahead. Keep yourself healthy, keep yourself safe, and until we meet again next week, hey, ta-da.